Hello everybody, I'm Pontius, and welcome back to Unexpected Awesome. The crime genre has a lot of really interesting facets, though by and large one of the most successful subgenres within it is that of the heist genre. Its simple setup and plot structure allows for a dynamic story and characters to be told, not just in a similar fashion, but in a wide array of fashions. They can be stylish, they can be surgical, they can be precise, and they can be gritty and hard-hitting. As such, when it comes to finding really good heist films, there can be a vast chasm of quality between them. Some can be exceptionally awful, and others can be exceptionally underrated. One such of the latter proves to be, sadly enough, the second-to-last film of one of the most storied character actors and leading men in Hollywood history, that being none other than the late, brilliant Gene Hackman. Armed with possibly the single most generic title one could ever have for one of these movies, David Mamet's Heist follows the last job of a potentially outed master thief as he has to demask himself to complete a jewelry store robbery for his merciless fence. However, as a bit of insurance on top of the new job, the fence sends along his scheming and untrustworthy nephew. Various plots and counterploys against each of the two men unfold as they prepare, supply the necessary pieces of their plan before they daringly bluff a security guard, jam communications to a plane carrying gold from a Swiss bank, and then ultimately rob the plane itself. The whole thing ends with a pair of double crosses, the first being the coercion of one of the more reliable members of the team using a family member of his, and the second being the betrayal of the much younger gold digger wife of the veteran thief. Eventually the whole thing ends at a boat dock with a shootout between our leading man, his longtime buddy, as well as the Gunzels and Vicious Fence themselves. With a flank and one of the best one-liners in all of any movie you'll hear, they take out the fence, get robbed by the wife and the nephew, and then tricksily reveal that the real gold was cast in the shape of boat parts all along as both of them drive off into the sunset with their ill-gotten gains. As straightforward and simple as this yarn of Heist is, there's quite a lot to be praised about it in terms of its artistry and nuances. The characterization overall showcase an incredibly strong array of characters that both not only feel like they fit into this world, but also feel incredibly wary of it, with their experience of its ruthlessnesses as well as its mercenary tendencies, leaving them more desirous to be rid of it. This especially rings true with the leading man Joe, who in possibly one of the more meta-commentary aspects of the writing, dialogue, performance, and story is telling of Gene Hackman's likely at that point wearing on him age. He'd be happy just to retire after being burnt in the first job, but the ruthless and exploitative nature of absolutely brilliant portrayal of the fence by Danny DeVito is just so utterly merciless. He finds himself staying purely because he has no other way out. As such, the actual qualities of the film generally pretty solid. The acting overall is exceptional. The supporting cast of the various co-robbers alongside the leading man Joe, played by Ricky Jay, Delroy Lindo, and the deliciously duplicitous Rebecca Pidgeon, are all not only stylish, but have distinctive and subtle personalities of stalwart and experienced professionalism. This contrasts excellently with the bullheaded, amateur, yet cunning of the nephew in the fence. Back all this up with superbly written dialogue by one of the masters of crime dialogue, and you've got an exceptionally realized crime drama. Though Mamet himself is not merely a master of the pen, but also a master of the director's chair, with the actual direction of the set pieces, character scenes, and the various other preparation scenes throughout the film, easily showing a degree of quality and pedigree that would become the belle of the ball 20 years later in the likes of Better Call Saul. Accent all of this with an exceptional Theodore Shapiro score, and you've got probably one of the best crime films that you've never heard of. If there are any complaints to be said, it's that some of the characterization, while stylish and memorable, is a bit thin, especially in regards to the gold digger wife. But overall, there's not really much to complain about in terms of the story. So, if you're looking for a good heist movie to grip the edge of your seat for, then the penultimate masterpiece of the late brilliant Gene Hackman's Heist should more than serve. Stay golden, dudes and dames.